Cool. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another wintry episode of Placeholder Podcast. As always, this is John, EJ, and Goose in that order. And today's episode, we're going back to me picking animes for these idiots to watch, boys. Only the first episodes, though. And it's an anime. Oh no, no.
Why are you saying no?
Because I can already sense that you didn't like it. It's an anime called Beyond the Boundary, or Kyokai no Kanata in the Japanese title. I'm too scared because half the anime that I like, he just like dismantles. It's for the greater good, but still, I'm still sad.
So, why do you like the anime, John?
Let's not go there. Let's
Okay.
first start with why pick an anime.
Why pick an anime?
Yeah.
This anime specifically.
Not necessarily this anime, just
Okay.
an anime for the topic of the week.
For me,
The mood?
like,
You've been consuming anime recently?
no. It's more like, actually here was my thought processes for picking this anime.
It doesn't have to be this particular anime.
Oh, okay.
Just like, why did you pick anime this week as a topic? You want to like revisit some animes, or you've been consuming anime? Or
That and I was kind of pressed for time. It's like, what do I think of a topic?
Okay.
Edric did something pretty impressive. Time for a filler episode.
Okay.
And I was just kind of chilling, thinking about it in my room, thinking about what I wanted for a topic.
Describe it. What did the room smell like? Were there still brownies on the floor with an open container?
That was just
It migrated onto the table. It's no longer on the floor.
No, it's in the garbage.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I finished the
Migrated
brownies.
to the garbage.
Okay.
Yeah, because I finished the brownies and I just threw out the container.
Yeah.
But I was just chilling, and then I have a poster of that anime. I was like, wait a minute, I
okay.
could just do that.
The poster, okay.
Yeah, because I like the show,
Oh,
even though you don't like them. I can
I
already
didn't
tell.
say that yet.
Yes, you didn't say that yet.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You're thinking about it.
No.
You're thinking
No,
about it.
not in the slightest.
I mean, the whole deconstruction is going to be here eventually. Inevitably, it's going to arrive
Okay.
like the heat death of the universe.
Okay.
I mean, it's just only the first episode, but basing off the first episode,
Yeah,
we have a lot of things to say about it.
I know. Only bad things, I hope. But yeah, that was my thought processes. I looked at my posters like, I remember really liking this show. I should.
When did you watch it?
When it first dropped?
So when was that?
When did the anime came out?
Good question.
I think that's early 2010.
You guy, no Kanata.
Yeah, early
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really? Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I didn't even. But that's just the.
It got an honorable mention.
Wait, hang on. TV animated. 2013.
Yeah, the original run was 2012 to December.
No,
That's
was
light
That's
novel.
a light novel.
That's what I was reading. Sorry.
Okay.
I meant to say the October 2013 to December 2013.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, there you go. Well, yeah. So
So,
let's get to the elephant in the room.
what's the elephant in the room, John?
What do you guys think?
You have the control of the floor. What would you like? What questions would you like answered?
So, I'm gonna start with EJ first because
Okay.
Edric is gonna obviously deconstruct the living daylights out of this thing. So, what'd you think of the first episode?
There's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, a lot of dialogue. I feel like there's also wondering why there's certain scenes placed in certain areas, and I also feel like they could do a lot more without any dialogue. That's how I feel.
All right.
It's cold.
Very well.
You don't have a lot of hair, so yeah. Other than that, really colorful.
Yeah, its palette's quite great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lie. Sorry. Sorry.
You don't have the talking stick.
I'm gonna backtrack that.
No.
Take backsies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one of the characters adorable. Yeah. Overall, I'm like, meh.
Duh. No, you say adorable, but adorable why? And who?
Like, just her because she's clumsy, but like.
Why is that adorable?
I think I know why.
Why is being clumsy cutesy? Or adorable? Or endearing? Or all of the above?
Oh shit! Spoilers. I mean, granted, you guys aren't gonna watch any more of the episodes,
I'm
but
not gonna
still.
watch anymore, I'm sorry to say.
I know. I know. The moment EJ opened the door, I knew this was gonna happen.
So, why? Yeah. Once again, why is it that you found that one particular character adorable? Plainly put, I found her like unbearable.
I had a feeling.
She was completely unbearable.
I'm not so sure. I don't know. Like, other than like her clumsy nature and her high pitch.
Why is
Voice.
high pitched voice cutesy?
It has to be done well, though. To be honest.
What does done well mean?
It can't be just high pitch, otherwise it'll be.
So
Like,
what are the other qualities concerning that particular voice that makes it cutesy?
Well,
Like, what's so attractive of that archetype in the first place?
Okay, so I feel like the reason why it felt cute is because her demeanor and her personality is very shy-esque.
Okay. But I don't see how you can say that being shy is
Yeah.
cutesy.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that you can't be cute while being shy.
I know.
I'm not saying that they're
mutually
mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm just saying why pair them up? Why is it that you like to pair them up? Because to me, quite literally, cute just means childlike. And that can mean in any regard. You guys seen that video on Vsauce?
Yeah.
What is it that we define cute?
Cute.
And it's just quite literally baby-like.
Features.
So like what parts of this is cute?
I don't.
Is it the naivete?
It isn't. It's the naivete and the sense of innocence around her.
What does sense of innocence mean?
As in, like, she is. She is basically like a child, like, as in, how would I say this? Her demeanor, her attitude is childlike.
For what reasons? Childlike doesn't necessarily have to mean incompetent. That's one thing that I found unbearable.
Yeah.
That people like to say, oh, incompetent means childlike, but then no, not at all.
No, not at all.
yeah, some kids are smarter than I is. A lot of kids are.
But
But what?
I think maybe it's the blissful nature of her. I don't know. Like,
Blissful?
yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like her
Feel free to interject at any point in
Anytime.
time, John, if you feel like you have something to say.
Oh, okay.
Because this also applies to you. Why is it?
Oh, I thought this was specifically for EJ.
No.
EJ.
Because you also found her endearing / cute, didn't you?
Just because she has glasses.
Is that why?
Is that why?
Partly.
Okay, what else?
I think the whole endearing nature comes from because the fact that she is incapable. Like when the main character and the main female character was duking it out in the school, and
We haven't seen that, but I mean.
wait, no, like literally in the first episode.
When they're running
Yeah.
around in a school.
When I say
lecture.
duke it out, I mean the main character just runs.
You said main female character.
Yeah, she is the main female character.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I lied. Sorry. I thought you were mentioning the main characters, and that was. I thought like the main character was female character, and so you
Oh,
mentioned
okay.
two.
No, he
Oh,
says
no.
he says
The
Yeah,
main
sorry.
male character and the
Yeah,
main
go ahead.
female character was duking it out, aka the main male character just
Yeah.
runs. The scene where they enter the classroom
Yeah.
and the main male character pushes like the janitor closet,
Okay.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
she's
locker,
like,
yeah.
and then she just like rips through the closet, and then she stands up, but she has a bucket over her head, but she has no idea that's a bucket, right? She's kind of dumb. And some people might see that as, oh, that's endearing, so therefore I must protect her, even though she's fully capable of ripping through like closet doors.
Okay.
Like, she has like superhuman feats. But the
Yeah.
fact that she's very clumsy is like, some people, partly me myself, is like, aw, that's cute.
Why is that cute?
Wait, hold, let me finish.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's usually due to her incompetence and some people might relate that to what a child would do, kind of thing. Minus the superhero feats, like standing up with like a bucket on their head and they're completely confused. Like, so that's something a child would do for like a second. And they have that sense of I need to protect kind of thing. Some people have that kind of stuff. Me partly. Yeah. At least I think that's for me anyway. That's what I find. Also, she has glasses.
So
Glasses are great.
Mhm.
Very impractical though.
why does I need to protect equate to attractiveness?
Now that is a question that I don't have answer to.
Yeah, but you're the one relating the two, so you should have an answer to it. Intuitively, you've already made that link, so there's an answer that
Oh.
there's a conclusion you've come to. You
Oh.
just can't
I thought-
necessarily articulate it.
Yeah.
And that's what I would like to know. It's like, why is it that? Oh, I need to protect it.
No, it's
so
cute, yeah.
Therefore, I need to protect. Like, why?
I think it's just based personality.
Yeah, feel free to interject
Yeah,
whenever you're
I'm thinking,
No,
and
not
I'm
angry.
having a
I'm
hard-
not angry. I'm just saying.
I'm having a hard time thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is 11 in the morning, boys.
well,
My
it's not-
brain is already in bed.
because I to be honest, I don't see how
Yeah, I know,
how
yeah.
you can come to that conclusion. Me personally, I don't see how you can come to that conclusion. Plus, there's like a huge amount of dissonance. We've already established that she's super athletic and she has all of these abilities, and yet she's so incompetent. So to me, it's completely
juxtaposition.
not just a
jarring.
contradiction.
Yeah.
It's a
Contradiction.
complete contradiction. Therefore, either she's being completely disingenuous and just,
She's very bipolar.
not bipolar, being completely disingenuous and putting up a facade and manipulating her image in order to make you feel things, or she's quite literally an airhead and she's not fit to do anything.
Yeah, I think that's the latter.
So then why be so athletic then? If you're an airhead.
No, it's not that she trained to be like that superhuman. I think she was more gifted with that kind of stuff.
I mean, a consequence of you having those abilities would make you attuned,
To those abilities.
and just a byproduct of being attuned would suggest that you become you become more competent, not less competent. And there's no reason for her to have lapses in terms of her attention / competency, unless she had some sort of like, quite literally attention disorder where she's like willing to drop all of her guard because like she's revealing. And there's nothing in the show that would suggest that she has some sort of mental issue. Not once again, yeah. I would praise the show, in fact, if they took the stance of, well, she has some sort of mental and she's deranged or she's disturbed or she had some sort of thing that she has to like combat constantly. Therefore, she's dropping her guard and more vulnerable. But there's nothing of the show to suggest that.
So then, what's your opinion on the
Yeah.
show?
What?
What's your opinion on the show then?
No, I'm not budging on this topic. I would like to know why you guys find either a need to protect clumsiness or finding it cutesy or finding it attractive. Because I don't see it.
Actually,
I can't understand it.
I find it cute, but I don't necessarily find it attractive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you find it cute? Like, I'm trying to figure it out myself. Why?
I think
Why
it's
find it cute?
mostly also partly due to the character design.
What parts of the character design do you find
is
cute?
cute.
The glasses. She's got a petite figure, which is almost childlike.
Okay.
The glasses. I was kidding. What else?
Like, what I find cute was just her facade of always placing a shy, scared view of the whole entire situation.
And I feel like at least cuteness in my respect comes down to a lot of about context and experience. If I
What do you
know
mean?
that this is like a spirit hunter, that she's been through tons of trauma / experience, I would tend to not find her cute because she's gone through so many things. Like she should be hardened / jaded / all of these things.
But she isn't.
Yeah, so I would lean towards her being
Incompetent.
manipulative
Oh.
and completely like putting up a facade so that she can manipulate other people's emotions.
And that's based off of the fact that she's both incompetent and clumsy, but also has
Superhuman feats.
superhuman feats.
Yeah.
So it has to be one or the other kind of thing.
What do you mean it has to be one or the other?
Like, so she has to be either completely incompetent or extremely good at what she does, kind of thing.
Either she's completely incompetent in multiple areas.
What do you mean by multiple areas?
That's in like multiple situations in her life. I guess like yeah, she is incompetent in some cases because like she went to like the was it the street vendor and didn't have money on her and then was like completely flustered.
Yeah.
And then there was like, I mean, other than that situation, she just like tripped over a bunch of stuff, which to me didn't make sense because yeah. So literally, the only place where she showed incompetency was the fact that
She trips.
she was flustered over the what do you call it? The fact that she didn't have money. But this whole idea of she's incompetent because she's tripping over things, but like I said, she's completely athletic, so that's a contradiction. Therefore, she's faking it, or therefore she's lapsing in some sort of sense when her abilities clearly state that she can navigate these areas with no problem at all, cut all these things, no problem at all. She has agile reflexes. She has reactions that are akin to a cat. She can cut buckets. She can cut dustpans. But it makes no sense that she gets caught by a closet. It makes no sense that she gets caught by tripping over broomsticks. So it's like, to me, either that indicates that she's having a lapse in her judgment and attention, but there's nothing in the show that would suggest that's the case.
I don't know about. There's nothing in the show that shows the case, but you're right in the sense that it kind of is contradictory.
Yeah.
Because there is a sense that she doesn't have a good sense of judgment from her
Judgment of what?
like
Like spatial awareness?
or her ability as a
That's a
spirit
good start.
hunter.
Okay, but I mean, in terms of spatial awareness ability, I mean, it's clearly.
Oh
it's-
yeah.
It's clear that she can jump entire fences, barely land properly, and know exactly when to stab a sword into someone.
Yeah, you're right in that sense.
And yet she can trip over a broomstick.
I think it's due to the fact that she's still.
It's weird because they're trying to add a sense of innocence to clumsiness.
No, I think it's more due to the fact that she doesn't have a lot of practical experiences.
Practical experience.
Like, cause
What do you mean by that?
she's never hunted the ghost before, the spirits before.
Okay, you don't need to hunt a ghost before to like be spatially aware, which she clearly is. There was an entire amazing animation sequence where she slid through like not the garden, but the protagonist was running outside and she slid through the ground, cut the bucket in half, cut the dustpan in half, and flew through the sky. You would need some remarkable sense of spatial awareness to get any of that done.
Maybe it's luck.
If she's, I don't know.
Lucky.
That I honestly, that's how you can attribute that to luck.
I mean, she was cowering behind a sword when the bucket came through.
It's more like.
So what?
So, but you're right in a sense though.
She still had the spatial awareness to be able to defend herself against the bucket, sure.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
but I'm
what
saying
the
this whole idea of like attaching clumsiness to innocence, I don't understand how you can come to that conclusion. Especially in this case, where clearly the clumsiness either is a lapse of judgment, or it's a facade. Because it's contradictory to the way she puts on, like in terms of her skills elsewhere.
Then my question is, why would the author or writer or the animators
The creator.
gave her those
Gave her what?
those
Contradicting traits.
those contradicting traits?
Because generally speaking, that's what the tropes are when it comes to anime.
Okay.
This is not like well thought out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say. Like you're trying to make this seem like clearly the author thought about this when doing this. No, these are well established tropes in animes, and where you make a girl who was born yesterday or who was who picked up all of her amazing skills and yet she's still completely incompetent. I watched this video essay about this specific trope. It's called "Born Sexy but Born Yesterday," where oftentimes there's going to be femme fatales or female protagonists who have no idea how the world works, who are completely naive of the world, who don't know what the implications of their skills are, and yet they're super powerful, super smart, or like excel in some regard.
A Mary Sue.
It's not a Mary Sue.
No.
What is a Mary Sue?
A Mary Sue is like a character who has no flaws whatsoever and doesn't really go through a character arc.
And everybody loves
So
her.
it's not Mary Sue then.
Yeah, it's not a Mary Sue.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right in that sense. Yeah.
Like it's called "Born Sexy Yesterday." At least that's what the video essay is. Like that's what he said. Because he didn't see that the industry came up with a trope for it, so he called it "Born Sexy Yesterday." Because it's normally a very attractive woman or attractive in some sense to a specific demographic, and for some reason they're completely incompetent, but they're highly skilled in one region of one attribute. Whether it be dexterous, whether it be super insanely smart, whether it be like an advanced history of the world. But for some reason, that skill doesn't translate to the rest of their life, despite them being so skilled in one region.
Would like Sheldon Cooper of The Big Bang Theory be like that as well?
No, not necessarily.
No.
Because he's.
Have you seen Tron Legacy?
No.
Yes.
Well, yes.
Yes.
So, you know the girl?
Yeah. She is.
The AI that was made? She was born sexy yesterday. She's an extremely attractive young, attractive woman.
Female character, yeah.
Yeah? But she was quite literally made yesterday and she's never read the books about the outside world. She doesn't know what it means to meet a man. She doesn't know what it means to have a first love. It's like, that's completely
Would
reductionist.
Wonder Woman be like that too? From the movie Wonder Woman from DC Comics?
Not necessarily, because
like I guess
which Wonder Woman? The Woman from the Batman versus Superman, or Wonder
like
Woman
Gal
the
Gadot.
movie?
Her origin story movie.
Gal Gadot.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't say so. She wasn't born yesterday. She wasn't born sexy yesterday. Trope.
Because she goes through a character arc.
What?
Doesn't she?
It's not that going through character art. It's specifically the parameters of. I'm supposed to be portrayed as this completely incompetent, innocent girl,
Yeah.
even though I have very good skills in a particular different field.
Maybe she min-maxed.
Min-maxing doesn't work that way.
Oh.
It doesn't. If you're particularly very skilled in a field, those skills will translate in some form or another into some other field. So that's why I found this character completely unbearable. It's like, it's exactly the trope.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I never knew about that trope until now.
So other than that, what else did you think about the show?
I mean, the main protagonist is completely unbearable.
The male one too?
Yeah.
Oh.
He had nothing going for him. He's completely bland. He had no personality traits whatsoever. I guess that's because you want a self-insert / blank slate that you can project your main character. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he has nothing going for him either. All the side characters have nothing going for them either. They're all super bland. They're all one-dimensional. Clearly the lady who's in the literature club has some sort of feelings for him. And, like, she's trying to drop hints, but the main character doesn't understand it at all.
That's also another trope.
Like, I mean, it plays up so many tropes that I dislike and that are established, and I know where they're going, and they're just not interesting. Like, I didn't like the fact, like, I wouldn't mind this whole school setting if it wasn't supernatural, because it's supernatural, therefore I should see some more supernatural stuff. But and yet, like 90% of the entire show is just them at a school setting, and I would just hear them talk about supernatural stuff rather than actually see it. It's like, okay.
Not like Yu Yu Hakusho, where it is on a school setting, but there's a lot of supernatural happening around him.
It's like, I would also be just equally puzzled as if, like, imagine if they did a supernatural show,
Yeah.
with supernatural settings, and they did an action sequence, right?
Yeah.
And yet all the dialogue was about romantic life at school. Would you find that entertaining? I wouldn't. I find that completely jarring. I'm like, why aren't they talking about the things that's happening right now?
Yeah.
It's like they're in battle. Talk about the battle. Why are you talking about like your entire love life at school? And yet the inverse of that is happening in this first episode, and I'm just like, this is not interesting at all. It's not. It's completely bland.
Not enough hook, huh? In fact,
There's plenty of hook for people who like
anti-hooks.
this stuff. If you like this is right up your alley. Like, if you like established tropes, if you like these characters, if you find particular, like, if you like projecting yourself into these types of situations and, like, you know, imagining yourself to be super OP and immortal and, like, you know, having all these powers and, like, being socially awkward, then yeah, the show's for you. But I mean, it's super bland, dude. I've seen this like done in so many other shows. It's like,
And they're done better.
I wouldn't say better per se. Like, honestly, in terms of tropes, it's all the same. It's bad. It's It's not that it's bad. It's just it's not interesting, dude. I just don't find it interesting.
It's passable.
It's not passable per se. Like once again, like me personally, I don't find it interesting. I find it completely bland. Not spicy. There's no uniqueness here. It's just. What else? I mean, the only two things it had going for it had stellar animation and it had stellar sound design.
Mm-hmm.
Those two things were great. I mean, other than that, I got nothing else to say.
My gripes was just the constant dialogue, and it's exposition via dialogue a lot of the times. The first 5 minutes, it's like he's retelling this. He's reading a diary or something, but like.
It would have been better off if there was no narration and you just showed us him getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Then I would have been like, oh, at the very least, I want to see why he didn't die. Or at the very least, what happens? Is he dead now? Is he going to wake up in the hospital? But instead, it's like, well, I'm going to narrate literally everything that I do.
In that first 5 minutes of it.
And I'm going to give you a backstory as to what's going to happen. So, I don't know.
Give us a definition, and then sees a girl with glasses.
Yeah.
Tells his experience of why it's not happening. And I feel like it's just ripped from the light novel.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This was based off a light novel.
It is based off a light novel.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
as much as...
So you think it's like a 1-to-1 kind of thing?
I feel like it's a 1-to-1.
What are you guys' opinions on light novels as a whole?
I haven't read light novels,
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
so really don't have a say. But I have noticed that the market likes to follow a certain trend.
Okay. And what would that trend be, or
Currently, it's
what
isekai.
trends? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The whole high school setting was also a thing. And they do play to a lot of the archetypes, like the dim-witted main character who also happens to get all the girls, and is stupid broken. And the cutesy girls and all that. Like they follow a lot of the tropes.
Mm.
To make the audience happy, I guess. Or it keeps
is this a failure on my end of not understanding how Japanese culture works and Japanese vocabulary and literature works? Because I would like to think that light novels are full of depth and story, and I'm just failing in terms of translation to see what's actually there. But it just seems to me that light novels are complete, for the most part, utter garbage.
Like, I started reading some of light novels, and they weren't interesting because most of them are just filled with
dialogues. Wait. Dialogues as in like character speaking, or dialogues as in just words? Because that's all they got going for.
Character speaking.
Okay.
There's no.
So is the light novel more akin to a script?
It's more akin to a script.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are some script. Maybe
Yeah.
I haven't taken up reading. Like I said, maybe it's the fact that it's a failure on my end of not being able to read Japanese and not understand all the nuances of Japanese literature. But it just seems to me that it's too straightforward. There's like no nuances whatsoever, and it's quite literally first person.
I think it's also due to the fact that light novels have to. Wait.
I'm also taking account for the fact that there's a translation barrier. Also, if you try and translate from one language to another, you're losing some sense of meaning. But even then, I feel there's potential in it.
Potential in what?
In light novels.
Potential to what?
To be great.
There'd be good ones.
Like, there's, in terms of world building, I can see how this show has like an expansive world and it has like, hierarchy and clans, and they're warring and they have to protect the peace of the world, and clearly regular people don't know what's going on, but some people do know what's going on, and if you fall into it, then you have to like.
Do you need characters to talk about it, can't you just show it?
Yeah, that's my point. I was getting to that. I was just gonna say that like it has an expansive world. It's just it was executed very poorly.
Like, and that's what some of the problems with some of the light novels are. It's just they just talk about the world rather than they try to show the world.
I think it also has to do to due to the fact that light novels are usually shorter than regular novels. That's why they're called a light novel. And because of that constraint, the authors are like, I should focus more on the characters first and put everything else on the back burner, kind of thing. You know, like if the characters are talking, the readers, like, they're more or less forced to pay more attention on those characters because they're the one that's talking in the light novel, right? But if you put something like, just like, well, not an exposition, but like a description of something, like that's pulling the reader out of the main character, more focused, putting more focused on that.
And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing still. But like, then why is it that the translation of Bunny Girl Senpai to anime was a good translation from light novel to anime?
So you haven't read the light novels?
I haven't read the light novels also, but the anime itself was pretty good.
Yeah, but who knows? The light novel could have been exponentially better, though.
Yeah,
we haven't read it, so we can't put that judgment down.
Yeah, and I haven't read all of it yet. Like, it's, I want to read it. I want to see what's the difference between those two.
Okay. Have you though?
Huh?
Have you though?
It
Like,
hasn't been translated.
No. Like, oh, it hasn't been? Really? All right, fair enough.
And so, I would like to, because I already only read the first chapter of it, and it's a lot more descriptive compared to other light novels I read, such as Sword Art Online and Log Horizon.
Yeah, they were both light novels too.
Or Chivalry of the Night one, and there's so many light novels I read,
and they're all,
so far this one is standing out more compared to all of those.
Would it also be due to the fact that it's not an Bunny Girl isn't an isekai?
I read some fantasy ones, and those are not even good ones also.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
no, not isekai, but fantasy,
oh, okay.
As in like a character goes to academy, and there's an incompetent girl there.
Oh, of course there is. Would it also have to do to the fact that Bunny Girl has fantasy, supernatural element, but it doesn't completely revolve around that. It's just where Bunny Girl is more bait for the people and their circumstances.
It could also just be the subtext in terms of the themes that they approach, because Bunny Girl Senpai also deals more so with about isolation and social hierarchy and place in society.
Yeah.
While fantasy stuff
No,
might have that.
It might have that, but it oftentimes gets obfuscated by the fact that it's, oh, well, we have a fantasy world, like, we gotta, you know, highlight that more so than these themes.
I think it also boils down to just what sells, kind of thing. Like, these authors wants to meet the bottom line so they can just make sales. Like,
sure, but I mean, it doesn't have to be boring.
Mm-hmm.
it appeals to the mass audience.
Sure, but I mean, once again, it doesn't have to be boring. Appealing to the mass audience doesn't have to be boring.
I mean, Harry Potter appealed to the mass audience. It isn't boring.
And it's also not a light novel. It's a full novel
Yeah,
saga.
but again, going off of your saying that they're appealing to the mass audience.
No, I think it's also... Wait, hold on. I'd also like to point to the fact that Harry Potter sort of came out of nowhere.
Nowhere?
Yeah, like, it defined a generation.
Yeah, it did define a generation.
Like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, compared to the light novels that are being created right now,
yeah,
like, it's been done before, kind of thing, right? Like Sword Art Online, Log Horizon, and I don't know, some other isekai anime, like.
I mean, a lot of light novels are also not isekai.
Yeah, no, but the majority
No.
Where are you going?
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying that like Harry Potter is the one to start kind of thing. So you can't use that. You can't use those two like Harry Potter and like isekai light novels, or the current state of light novel being created. Like you can't.
That wasn't the point. The point was they both have massive appeal, and one of them is boring, the other is not.
No, I'm just saying that, and to kind of further my point, like it's due to the fact that Harry Potter sort of it just it just blew up, and then it started appealing to the mass audience. While isekai or just light novels in general nowadays is just like,
I mean,
they're treading the same water kind of thing. They're treading the same grounds.
No,
like I understand that they're like it isn't completely littered with only isekai light novels. I know there
that's
are
not what
other.
I'm arguing about.
Okay.
What I'm arguing about is it still also blew up on the internet.
Light
Most
novels?
light novels started off of the internet.
They did.
Yes.
I don't. Okay, once again, how does this go back to the point of Harry Potter, like not being boring, and yet
Yeah.
all of these other night novels, or in particular this opening episode of the anime was extremely boring. Like, how does that relate to this point? They both try to have mass appeal, but one was boring, the other wasn't.
Well, it was boring to you.
I mean,
Might not have been it might not have been boring to the mass audience.
I would definitely say. I honestly don't understand how it got 7.8 in terms of average rating. I don't understand.
Because it appealed to the mass audience with a cutesy airhead girl with glasses and OP
But
main
nothing
character.
nothing was happening for 90% of the episode.
A lot of talking.
Well, that was just the first episode, man. Most people watch at least 3 episodes to get through the hump and stuff, and then they choose not to drop the anime or something.
Like again, I'm gonna use Bunny's Girl Senpai again as an example. That has a lot of dialogue in it, also, but
Contextually, it was appropriate.
Contextually it was appropriate.
Yeah.
And there were scenes where it showed that there was potential in that anime.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that. It was just more interesting in the sense that specifically like the shots and the cinematography and what they were aiming for thematically and what they were trying to like
Portray.
zoom in and portray thematically was more interesting.
That's fair enough.
And why is it that I prefer Bunny Girl Senpai, which is for sure all about fans. It sounds like it's all about fan service, but it's able to track me in compared to this one where it's just falling around with the tropes.
I think it also hang on, just like 2 seconds.
And they're both supernatural.
Hold on. You can keep talking,
Yeah, they're both. Yeah, it started as a light novel.
I think it also has to do. I think that also has to do with like the time it was created.
What do you mean?
So, Kyokai no Kanata was
2011 to 2012.
It's more like 2013, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
the
like,
anime is from 2013.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is that there's a several year of time gap between these two animes were created, right? And during those time, like people's interests might shift, right? I think that's also why you gravitate more towards Bunny Girl Senpai over Beyond the Boundary. It's because it's more relatable.
Well,
It doesn't have to be
relatable. Like I could argue that I still like Batman, the Batman Christopher Nolan series.
Because I think it's timeless.
Yes, that's
so you just defeated your argument.
Your argument right there.
was because it's a product of its time, but therefore, if something is timeless and is interesting, shouldn't matter what era, what time it was produced.
And I feel like Bunny Girl Senpai could be that.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
It had the potential to do that, but the conclusions, it fell back right into the tropes.
Wait, did you finish the series?
No,
Okay.
but definitely it would suggest that, especially like apparently. Remember when Leo was talking to us about it? He looked up the reviews and he was just like, a lot, like it started to subvert a lot of the tropes, but at the end it just fell back into them.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was talking about, and I can see how the anime does that because they want to please everyone rather than have a poignant statement to just say this is what we think about the themes.
So, why did you like it, John? About this anime specifically?
Well, I watched it. Hold on. Let me try to wrap my head around that question here. Well, I think it's when I first watched it. I was a young boy. I didn't know any better to start. The visuals I found very attractive, so I was like, oh, I'll keep watching. And the action scenes are pretty cool, like how she like slides and cuts through the bucket and the goddamn closet scene and all that. And the lore was pretty interesting with like the monsters and like how they have like key terms for stuff, like when like the teacher like breaks through the window and say, oh, can you call the cleaners? You're gonna do it anyway. Like they all know each other. Like the main lead and the teacher character knows each other and like knows how their world works, kind of thing. And those are kind of like lore-ish. And I was like, that's pretty interesting. It's like, why did they just say cleaners? And like the fact that the main character knew what she was talking about. It's like, well, that's pretty interesting. And back then, I like also like to finish my play, kind of thing. When it comes to finish watching anime, there was only like a few that I dropped. But like when I finished watching that, I was like, that was a pretty good show. But that was also back when I was like, when I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
I think that's why I liked it. To be honest, I still do, because I think the show was pretty alright. It's just that the anime didn't hook. The first episode doesn't have a hook, which is a problem. Also the tropes and all that.
I mean, even if it did have a hook, I would probably come to the same outcome of the fact that it's just playing with the same established tropes.
Yeah.
Sure, the world building may be great and it's expansive and there's tons of all these other things, but I mean, it's like it's gonna be exposition via dialogue. I don't give a fuck. If you're not gonna show me, if you're not gonna show me and all you're gonna do is talk to me about it, why am I watching? I should just be listening to this as an audiobook or reading it as text. It's like you're not using the medium to its full potential, so why bother? Why should I bother watching the medium?
And the only time when you see the medium shine, it's the animation, but that only is like 10% of that.
Yeah, it's only
episode.
10% of the episode, so it's like, why should I even bother watching that?
It wouldn't be nice if it's like
100% all animation. That'd be great. I'd love to watch that.
Just two characters like duking it out, and when I say duke out, I mean the main character just runs all the time. Because he has no combat prowess whatsoever, he just can't seem to die.
And then, yeah, like that was so freaking bland. It's like, oh, he can't die, therefore, but for some reason he can't come up with any sort of tactics to make use of his immortality. Like, come on, dude.
Well, he also doesn't want to hurt the girl, because she's just a kid.
What do you mean hurt the girl?
Like he doesn't want to, like, just like hit her or something, I don't know.
So I mean,
why is he useless in fighting? Why is he not more resourcewul in using the fact that he's immortal?
Well, he did have that one thing with the tripwire and the
Is
pushing.
that his or
Yeah.
is that the girl's?
I'm pretty sure it was the main character because he didn't trip over it. He just jumped past it, and then the once again my favorite scene with like the broom locker.
I don't know, like
That's my favorite.
why didn't he have any sort of like any idea to use immortality like Deadpool, or he just chops off his head? He's like,
Because he's a kid.
So what? He's clearly been in dangerous positions before. He's already used to being stabbed by his lord.
And I mean, he joked around about that in that first scene when he got stabbed. Like, oh, there's some.
Could you pull that out or could you do
So
something?
so
about
why
your sword?
can't he be? Why does it was shown throughout the whole entire
Well, because
episode?
Why is he not desensitized to pain at this point?
because he's a young boy.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
The guy's immortal. If when you're a kid, you're curious about testing your limits.
Even if it involves pain,
Yeah.
excruciating amount of pain.
Okay, so then make me an entire scene where it describes to me how he wants to avoid pain. But instead, we just have him say, "Oh, it's painful." There's no flashback. There's no There's not a scene that describes him being completely pain averse.
Yeah, actually, that's in the later episodes, not in the first one. I guess it's
So why talk about it in the first episode?
because the first scene involves him getting stabbed by it. So like, you want the creator, I guess, wanted to bring that back a little bit, just to hint at the viewers, like, oh, pain is like I can't die, but it's still very painful being stabbed through the heart or whatever, or something.
Like this whole idea of introducing ideas that you're not willing to flesh out.
Or take too long to flesh out.
It's just like no, I'm not gonna. It's bad execution, dude. I'm not gonna watch that. There's like so many questions to ask, and like, ugh.
So, a jerk, on your rankings of animes that
Yeah.
showed you,
Yeah.
where does this falls under?
Higher than what were the ones that we watched?
Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah.
So Made in Abyss is number one
Yeah, at the very, very top.
in terms of quality and just in terms of quality and just what the show has
In
to
general, yeah.
offer. Okay.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
You watched Heavy Object,
That's like at the bottom.
very bottom.
Yeah. Because
we-
it's heavy and it's awful.
Knights of Sidonia.
Okay. So
We also watched
the one where about like the twins and the mechs and the
Pacific
weapons that
Rim?
are part of.
yeah, Bubuki Buranki.
Yeah.
Oh, Bubuki
that
Buranki.
was bad.
Anime Voltron.
That was bad.
Speaking of that, I had interest in that. Like, I remember back then when it first came out,
Oh.
I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Watch first two episodes, like, okay, I don't enjoy it whatsoever. And I dropped it right away.
So it's like Heavy Object, Bubuki Buranki.
Yeah.
God, that was awful.
Is this one better than Knights of Sidonia?
No.
No.
So
Knights of Sidonia was better in terms of executing its world building. Even though that still had plenty of exposition via dialogue. So it's like this show, Knights of Sidonia, Bunny Girl Senpai, by like
a little bit.
like maybe higher up, and then all the way at the top is Made in Abyss.
Okay.
Like it's so far from from.
Damn.
Made in
I better
Abyss.
start looking for good animes then. I'm not gonna look for good animes.
I mean, I have one in suggestion. This one got me interested, but I don't know if I had time to watch it. I don't remember.
It's a chore to watch these animes.
Yeah, it
dude.
is a
It's
chore.
not.
I'm
interesting.
sorry, alright? Goddamn.
It's just not interesting.
I'll make you read light novels next time or some shit.
Because, have you seen the anime Banco?
Bacano?
Yeah,
Bacano? Oh yeah, I hear good stuff about it.
I heard good stuff about
Watch
it.
the
Also,
dub.
I saw the first two episodes. This
And
is
it
really
uses,
good.
It uses a non-linear storytelling.
Yeah, usually non-linear
Yeah.
storytelling.
So I hear
and
Bacano's, I hear, is like really.
I
good.
remember
when I was a teenager watching this, I had a hard time watching it. So I can't watch this.
Because
I dropped
you
it
have
'cause
no
I
idea what
couldn't-
the hell's happening.
Yeah. But it made me sad that I didn't fully finish it.
Well, yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna
not like life is stopping you from
I
watching.
know,
You can
it's
just
not.
go back to it.
And that's what I was planning to. But I want Edric's opinion on the first
Also-
episode because I only saw the first episode also. But I'll come to that when I think it's ready to come out.
All right.
But you can take it if you want.
No, actually,
I don't know, man. It's like I don't want to be watching anime, guys. I got nothing against anime. It's just all the anime we've been watching is just constantly the same tropes over and over again. It's just not fun to watch. Like maybe Made in Abyss was the most fun to watch, but even then, it's like it wasn't my cup of tea. Like it definitely had high quality and it was great and all, but I mean,
I gotta find a good anime.
like I don't make it a point to read Dr. Seuss books every day. I like Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is great. Like it has high quality writing, but I mean, I'm not the target demographic.
You gotta dig around, John.
Yeah, I know.
You probably have to rewatch all of those and then make your own opinion on those.
Here's the thing, though. My opinions are very, very different from Edric's opinion or Goose's opinion. So even if I like something, like I do still like Kyokai no Kanata, but
yeah.
he despises the show. Like, so my opinions mean it's very different from like Goose's. You know?
True, but you can go about via objectively.
What do you mean by that?
As in like
how you see the anime.
You can try and how would I describe this? You can go and try to
Do a lot of nitpicking.
Yeah,
it's not so much about nitpicking. No,
it's,
look, I don't mind watching things I don't like. Like watching Community in that episode, me personally, I wouldn't go back and watch all of Community. But watching that episode and having that sort of discourse between all of us, that was good discourse.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the discourse is just gonna be me shitting on an anime, like, is that fun for anyone?
I mean, I like it. So
no, it's not.
I like
the reason why I picked a Community episode is because a lot of people praise that specific episode, and I want to pick on Edric's mind on what's his thought on the construction of that episode.
It's like, just because I don't like it doesn't interest me doesn't mean we can't have a fruitful discussion
about it,
or that we can't have an interesting discussion. But I mean, if the discussion is just going to be me complaining about how it fails to come close to anything that we've done before, or it just repeats the same tropes as the stuff that we've seen before, and that it's not really thought-provoking at all, then it's just like, well,
maybe I shouldn't do animes that I like. I should do animes that the people like.
Who's the people?
The general consensus. Like, I should go to like mall or something, not like a shopping mall, but MAL.
Okay.
And like see what the highest ranking anime of all time, not like the season, of all time.
And then you get into the problem of, well, of all time is going to mean appealing to the most common denominator, so it might just be like Reddit, and you get the most mediocre comment at the top of the board.
Yeah.
Rather than getting an actual masterpiece.
Because usually mediocrity gets to the top.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the risk I'll have to take.
It's like
because apparently my tastes are garbage.
It's like
so
the Grammys
whatever,
or the
right?
Emmys or the Oscars, where
yeah, but
instead of voting for
video game awards.
Video game awards. Instead of voting for the video game that actually pushes the boundaries of what it means to be a video game and of the art form, they would rather choose the one piece that appeals to everybody.
Yeah.
That's the risk I'll have to take. Because apparently none of my animes are good, except for Made in Abyss feels bad.
I mean, like, the top ones that are usually on the top are like Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one I
What about Sword Art Online?
That isn't on the top.
I know. But y'all...
Yeah, I got nothing against anime. I got
yes.
nothing against watching TV shows, especially TV shows that, like, you know, do the whole talking stick passing around thing. That really bothers me so much. It just comes at the end of the day. That's such a stupid saying. I'm watching this one guy talking. I'm watching Will Self. He's like this.
Yeah.
There's this hilarious writer in England, and he talks about how, like, stupid metaphors, like, to be honest. It's like, okay, so is there ever a case where you don't say to be honest and you want to just lie to everybody?
Yeah.
No. Or at the end of the day, like,
you're getting sidetracked, jerk.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna say those stupid metaphors or proverbs. I'm gonna say animes.
Yeah.
Things that I dislike to watch, such as talking stick episodes when it comes to
Pass the mic around.
Pass the mic around.
Yeah.
I don't mind watching those. What I mind is having a fruitful discussion at the end. Like, if you want to do another anime like this, or an anime that you really enjoy, give me a question that I can think about before watching the anime, that I can think about during watching the anime, and then have an opinion by the end of it. So my end opinion isn't just, I think this anime is shit.
Okay.
Right?
Alright.
Otherwise, I'm just a grumpy old man.
He is a grumpy old man.
That's the best part,
I
though.
mean, like, there are some TV series that Edric thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, like
that were in the case of, if it's just the talking stick, the pass the mic around.
Like,
which is like
the
Mindhunters.
FBI show, or like, I don't remember the name. The FBI
Mindhunter.
show.
Yeah,
there you go.
Mindhunter.
Yeah. But every single time that mic's been passed, what that character will say has so much. It's so
Value.
dense.
It's got a lot of value to it.
Well, that, and it was not so much value, but high stakes, because like it was more so how to portray conflict with how to portray violence without portraying violence. It was violence through conversation. So I just found that really interesting.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Great.
It was,
We watched like the first 4 episodes together.
yeah.
And then you watched all the season.
The whole entire season, both season, and it's just so, it feels so tense every single time you do.
Yeah, because the stakes are so high, right?
The
Like you
talks.
feel like violence is about to. They're like,
something's about to be unleashed, but
I don't know.
you don't know when or how it's going to be unleashed. And then, like, it's crazy how they do the close-ups to it. It's very gradual close-ups, or
Let me just get this out there.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on you, or on the things you like. Okay.
You is though. Not on the personal level, but on a completely objective level. I know.
It's just for the sake of this podcast. I don't want to seem like an angry old man all the time.
But that's the best part, though.
Okay. This is the whole like. I don't want like what you like is fine. Like, people like what they like. I got nothing against that. But I mean, if we want to have a fruitful discussion and where I'm just not so angry talking about things that I find boring, then we gotta shift the we gotta think more about what we want to.
Yeah, I get
yeah.
it. To be honest, this topic was kind of like at the last minute kind of thing.
Yeah, but I do last minute stuff all the time.
Yeah, but
it's just like,
you have a lot more experience with this kind of stuff.
what does this stuff mean?
Also, you're you know.
What is your you mean?
I'm just gonna keep
What do you mean by
keep
you?
saying open-ended statements. I'm just saying that, like, I don't give myself enough time to do critical thinking. I think
give
that's.
yourself enough time.
I know. I should.
I don't mind. Like, me and EJ watched this thing this morning.
You did?
Yeah. Edric literally woke me up. It's like,
We have to watch this thing.
we'll have to watch this thing. Like, my foot's hurting.
Like, you don't need to, and also, you don't feel like it needs to be like a long. We can get meaningful discussions and meaningful insights off of just doing very short things also, right? Like a haiku or like a poem or like just
An excerpt.
an excerpt or a sound bite or just like an action. It's like, okay, I want you to pose in the statue form, and now I want you to think about why you did that particular pose. Give it to me after a minute. Like, I mean, you can
Or
it can be
describe
something
it,
as
and then why would you
something as
describe it as
ridiculous
that?
as that.
Yeah.
But you don't get the 1-to-1. You don't know what the statue feels. I feel my quota.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, you can get insight from any sort of thing, but whenever we just do something extremely boring, not extremely boring, when we do something that I
Has no weight to it.
find bland,
Oh.
I'm not going to get any sort of meaning. In fact, this episode can be completely bland. Like, if you had, like, a particular theme that you wanted to discuss, like, what does it mean to incorporate tradition in Japanese society, and like what does it mean to be part of a hierarchy and stigmatism and like being exiled from a clan. Like, I'd have so many things to talk about despite this particular episode being completely bland to me. Right? If you had like a specific insight, question, or like direction that you want to go to.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm just going to default to saying what I dislike or what I like.
Or you could do find a theme and then find an episode that can highlight that theme.
But I just want you to watch all the animes that I like, which are objectively bad. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll give myself some time to do more critical thinking. I got 2 weeks to think about this now, because it'll be your turn and your turn after, and then it'll be me again. So.
I mean, I've been thinking a lot of my topic, and I'm trying to figure out how should we go about doing this, because I want to do a lot of.
Get it spicy. Make it spicy.
World building or character building.
It's so hard.
And
I can't do that.
I don't think it's as hard as you think it is. I just need practice.
You just need practice.
It's so hard.
Because sometime later in the future, I want to do a D&D campaign, and the gripes I'm having right now, creativity is world building or character building.
A little bit of column A and B.
Both, basically.
Yeah.
And so, the next topic that I want to do is try to figure out how to do exercises of character building or world building. And how do I go about doing that? Any thoughts?
Mr. Grumpy Goose.
There's tons of like exercises to do to help you flush the creative juices in your mind, but more so to like, what is it exactly that you want to be achieving in terms of world building, in terms of character building? Like, is it that you want to be able to design a character from start to finish, or do you want to design an interesting character, or do you want to, are there certain restrictions you want to put on a character, and then just be able to outline the, like, you got to be more specific in terms of your goals when it comes to world building and character building. I feel like we can work our way towards building exercises tailored specifically for that.
You're only allowed to build character tropes from animes and stuff.
Oh, damn it.
It has to be in a high school setting.
I was thinking along the line, going off of that, what you just said earlier.
What?
I was thinking more along the lines of
being specific.
Of finding like trying to build a character around a flaw or personality, a character flaw or a character personality, or like one word, and trying to make a character.
See, you're still thinking too broad.
Okay, get more.
You're saying like making a character. Like, why not just talk like, I want to be able for one, like, I want the exercise for us to be writing an event that causes that is the catalyst for this particular character flaw.
Okay.
Or you could take the Ragu legacy approach of every descendant having some sort of crippling weakness kind of thing.
I don't know what Ragu is.
Rogue legacy.
Oh, Rogue.
Oh,
Ragu legacy.
Yeah.
Where every
I thought you said Aral Al Ghul.
No.
Raz Al Ghul.
Yeah.
Ragu. Rogue legacy. You know, I haven't played that game, but I've seen you play it. Where I know that mechanic is like, you're not perfect. In fact, you're very far from perfect.
But yeah, like, EJ, you need to get that specific.
Okay.
I should play Rogue Legacy.
It's
like, I want.
It's Rouge Legacy.
Maybe we just describe the home setting of what he sleeps in. So like, I'll design a character who's a farmer boy, and he sleeps in a haystack in a stable that smells like shit because all he does is hang out with horses, so everyone calls him a horse boy. And so when he goes out, he's just constantly a horse guy, and then eventually he turns out he's an anamorph and he turns into a horse. Like, I'm talking about, like, you can take something that simple, describe how he sleeps at night, and run with it, like how I just did.
He wasn't a
That's
horse
what I
boy.
mean by that specific. You want to
Okay.
get specific.
Super specific. Okay.
He was actually a cowboy because he hung out with cows.
Oh, that's awful. That's fucking awful, dude.
And then when he snored, he said yeehaw. He snores with a yeehaw.
Or like I'll create a halfling character, and he has an aversion to people's pelvises because all he sees is other people's pelvises, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't know where to look, and he has a neck problem, right? So he constantly has his neck inside of a brace so that he can't look up. So he's forced to deal with other people's pelvises, and everyone's like, "Why are you such a perv?" And he's like, "Dude, I can't help it. My neck. I have this problem with my bones. That's why I'm a halfling." Right? And so he grows up super self-conscious, and he wears shades all the time. Maybe I'm projecting my own character into him. And so when he talks to people, he tries not looking at their body language because obviously he's just looking at their pelvis the entire time. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Or like get a halfling, but he's
I'm
actually
saying if you
person
hone
height.
in on like a specific event, trait,
Setting.
I don't know. You just got specifics, and then you can go with lateral thinking and just run off with that.
Okay.
Logic.
Okay. Like I'm brainstorming something in my head right now.
I was gonna say just do the elf movie scenario starring Will Ferrell.
I've always wanted to make like an elf character who isn't an elf. He's just like a bat.
No, I'm saying like,
Because
you
he
know
has
the
pointed ears.
Years.
you know the movie Elf starring Will Ferrell.
Yeah, so we know the movie Alpha.
Get the halfling situation with that, but instead of him being like a adopted human, he's like a human-sized halfling. He just had like an extreme growth spurt.
Yeah, so his pituitary gland is just constantly growing, and it turns out he has a tumor, and he's about to die of a terminal illness.
Yeah,
so
but
he's trying to travel the landscape so that he can see the world before he dies.
And he's a regular human size, but he's a halfling.
Yeah.
So he has tall people or tall man in the short world problem. But yeah, I thought that'd be funny.
Still brainstorming, EJ?
I'm still brainstorming.
Should we take a break and maybe play some Overcooked 2? Do you have work today?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's
Okay,
So we
what
gotta
time?
call it short, like the same time as any time, and I gotta
not
do
too
stuff
close.
before.
That's unfortunate.
That's
Yeah, I know.
unfortunate.
Edric was really excited to do that.
Overcooked 2.
Overcooked 2.
There's like some festive update that's out.
Shit, and it's limited time too. Ain't
When's
it?
your... Is it limited time?
No, it's
Oh.
just an update.
When's your...
Next day off?
Yeah.
The next weekend?
Okay.
Which
So
is-
we play it then.
I mean, aren't we gonna do your topic on that? Oh wait, it's my topic on that weekend.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is your
Yeah,
topic.
that is my topic on that weekend.
Why? Why were you excited for my topic? What's my topic supposed to be?
Didn't you already told me?
Oh, it was Dr. Seuss, and we're
Yeah.
going to do a dramatic reading of it.
Oh man, you know how I feel about reading.
Yeah, that's exactly why we're going to do it.
Damn it!
Tone, cadence,
Yeah,
pace.
yeah.
I'm gonna be just super monotoned all the time.
I
'cause
mean,
that's
sure,
what I do.
it's
Sure.
what I'd like to be.
But we want you to be like
Flamboyant.
give it a soliloquy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm not good at reading, man.
fine. That's why.
That's
I'm
why
choosing to do
we're
this.
gonna practice
Damn
on
it.
it.
Practice
I'm not
on
good
it.
at reading apparently also.
But I'm worse though.
I'm not
I
very
gotta-
good at it either. I'm really bad at doing dramatic readings.
I'm just bad at reading in
I'm
general.
also really bad at listening to dramatic readings. I find it very difficult to parse people's rhythms and cadences when
Okay.
they're dramatically reading something. And it's
I see.
really hard. Yeah. For some reason, I find it very difficult. So, like, that's something I need to work on.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna type it out. The topic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
There's no rush.
There's no rush.
Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna call it a little early today because
Yeah,
I got
Yeah.
I got so much shit to do.
and there's
More shit to do than other weekends apparently because it's the holidays and.
And you have to go to your parents'
festivities.
place.
No, that's on Monday, which is also my day off. But I didn't say Monday because I have to go to my parents anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the time.
Yeah, well, you could say it's Monday, but I have plans to do on Monday
No,
also.
I could just skip that entirely and just go for the next one, the weekend.
Oh, it is?
No
Yeah.
worries. Well, we always understand.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Anyway, with that being said, I hope to anybody who was listening, we all appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you listening to an old man talk
Complaining
about
about
his complaints.
ditzy girls with superpowers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I should have written as a title.
Why are you getting hang up about that?
Because.
Not that I hate
Urban
ditzy
Pirates.
girls. I hate why people find them attractive.
Oh. Okay.
I don't. Ditzy girls are fine. I dislike it when people just automatically think that's. Oh, hey, that's attractive.
They
That's
attract.
like that.
They
I don't
take
find it
that trait
attractive,
and
okay?
then
I find it
automatically
cute.
place it.
Not necessarily attractive. To me, that's
No,
too
but you would find cute, like. I feel like a prerequisite of something to be attractive to you would be cute.
No. Nah. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Not for me, anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's good to know. Then I thought wrong.
Anyway, we'll talk to everybody next Saturday, I guess.
Yep.
Anyway, bye.
Same time as usual.
Yep.
There, muted.
We're not muted.